All right, I'm with Josh.
How's it going?
Josh Donahoe. We call him Josh too, because second in the Josh line of the joining the action company. But at this time, it might be old. You know, you've been with the company so long.
Yeah, Big Josh.
Big Josh. Yeah, we go by Big Josh too. So we're inspecting a 1975 house. We've already noticed some foundation issues coming in. Looks like they've done work, but maybe some overwork. And maybe see what we're going to find. What do you expect out of this one?
Old breaker box. It's already got galvanized water pipes. There could be some cast iron still in it, but it ought to be pretty fun.
All right, cool. All right, let's go check it out. Bam! All right, I use a tripod to record my videos, and the floor is just wavy all over the place. I guess this foundation could have been so bad that they did their best to level it out. But walking down this hallway, you can feel that it's going up and down throughout this hallway. So it's up right here, it's down right here, it's down right there, up over there, and then it's up where that camera is sitting. So whenever Josh runs his zip level, we're gonna have a crazy map on this one. So yeah, just keep following along. Another area that you can really spot foundation movement in a house is gonna be your fireplace. It's really hard to hide the lines. And right here you can see a nice crack shooting off of it, and then all these freshly caulked lines. You can see that the house is moving even more after they've done the work. So we're still going through our first pass. Another thing I always like to do, I typically do this on the second pass, but I just got some time while Donahoe opens up the house, is we always like to look in these returns here. And if you're a home buyer, I still think it would be okay to do this on your own before you purchase a house or you get the home inspector here, because you're not really damaging anything and you can get a lot of information out of here. So right here, I opened it up. I can see that the return isn't sealed up at all. And then I just like to stick my head up and see if it's dirty or not. And if it's dirty up in this way, that means that a lot of the ducts are dirty. They didn't replace it. And this house has been flipped. So they didn't replace the ducts. What else did they replace? Yep, that's pretty dirty. Yeah, another thing that we notice with these flip homes, what you always want to do is test this shower pan. And that's what we're going to do. We're not going to do it on, we like to do it on the first pass, so whenever we're outside we can see if it's leaking around. But this one is dead center of the home, so you just want to be a little bit more careful. So we do it on the first pass most of the time, but this time we're going to do it on the second pass because we don't want to like leave water running and then water starts to damage the property. We'll catch it pretty quick if it's leaking. So you want to keep an eye out for these elevated raised showers. A lot of the times contractors, they don't do it right and they leak. And just make sure your inspector tests them. If you're a home buyer and you're purchasing a house like this and it looks freshly patched and painted on the inside and you're like, oh, I love this house, it looks great. Make sure you just take the time and walk around the exterior real quick. You can pick up a lot of information before you even call us out here. Another thing you want to do is you want to look down the brick line, and you can see when I look down the brick line here, it has dropped at least 1.5 inches in this location. Another thing you want to do is look between your windows. And whenever you have a window in place and you have foundation movement, windows are pretty much perfectly square, right? So if the house is shifted at all, you're gonna see a gap in between the edges of the windows and caulk lines. So we do have that here, and they even put like a wood shim in place to help level out the window. And then we have a large deflection crack down the edge of the house. So it's a pretty decent one. Yes, they have fixed this foundation, you know, the more piers, you put a whole lot of piers into your foundation, there's a chance you could turn it into Swiss cheese. You jack it up too much in one spot and then you could just start breaking it all the way across, and then it's just a permanent foundation job. You're always going to be adding in piers and trying to keep this house from settling more. So we're going to keep an eye out for that and keep moving on. So you just don't want to look at one side of the house too. It's the whole house at all overall. And so we're going to walk down this side of the property. We're going to check out this window here. Yeah, this window looks okay. There is a bigger gap on this side. It looks like they've shimmed this one too as well. And then you're going to kind of follow the brick line. Oh man. You have giant deflection crack that was painted up. So normally in most cases when a house is perfectly painted white all the way around, they're hiding deflection cracks, and it's kind of hard to spot, but these are pretty big. This house has moved a lot, and this is easily an inch, and you can see the separation in the brick line from here down. So it's already shifted half an inch, and then the deflection crack's an inch and a half wide. So we know we've had some major issues when it comes to this house and the foundation. And it's not just say, is the foundation working or not? It's gonna be more of like, hey, what happened underneath this house? Did they replace the plumbing too? Because if they didn't replace the plumbing and you've had this much shifting, this house is definitely leaking underneath this.
So with these deflection cracks that follow in this wall, on the other side of this condenser, there is a crack in the foundation beam that's opened up. So you can tell that it's been lifted. So you want to keep an eye out in those hard to see spots to see if there's anything going on behind stuff.
Real quick before we keep going around the house, if you like this type of information, please take the time to hit that like and subscribe button. That's how I know that I'm doing a good job and help grow the channel. Thanks, guys. So I want to take the time for a quick second and talk about the patio. A lot of people will associate patios being cracked like this has indication of foundation issues. That is not true at all. You know, your slab is like 24 inches thick, and then this patio right here is like 4 inches thick. So if you walk up to a house and you see like cracks in the driveway or cracks in like patio concrete, does not indicate that there's foundation movement. It just means that there's probably been a drought and the patio has cracked. Another thing that we're noticing on this house is that there's a lot of cracks right through the slab in several locations. Right here, over here, and then right over here. And whenever they pier these houses up, they're gonna make sure that they're kind of flush again. And you can already see that they're starting to open back up. And that, you know, is pretty scary for something that's been freshly piered. Yes, we know that's gonna settle again, but I fear they may have put, they lifted it too much in certain locations and they may have broken the slab. I mean, I can't prove that as a home inspector. This is a general observation. The only way that you can truly determine that is the test of time. So what we can do is just give our client all the facts and information and be like, hey, look, we're seeing all these signs. We see piers all over the place. We see cracks forming on the inside. We see large cracks in the garage that looks like it's split. We see movement on both sides of the property. You know, you either really want to get this warranty paperwork and make sure that this full house is covered, or, you know, just move on to the next one. You know, a Swiss cheese house is always going to move. One of the issues that they could either caused all this foundation issues is large trees or a grading issue. And Josh mentioned in the backyard that they noticed they trenched it out so water travels away from the house. But right here, you can see this spot where they have a lot of heavy rocks. They added in a large, like, commercial size garden barrier here, and everything is dead in this location. And we even have like some big leaf marshy type foliage, which indicates that water is just sitting in this location. And even here during the downspout, you can see where it's dug out. So that can cause fluctuation. If you've had foundation work, it doesn't matter. If you have poor grading and drainage, the house is going to keep moving anyway. If you're a home buyer and you have the capability of just poking your head up into the attic space, you can pull a lot of information of what has done to this property. Yes, it looks nice. It's been freshly patched and painted. You have new countertops. You have new cabinets in this house. But what really matters is up here. So let's go up into the attic space. I'm not going to leave the attic ladder. You do not need to walk around and find this stuff. I'm going to show you how much you can see just by staying on this attic ladder and doing a 360. We recommend bringing a flashlight to purchase your property, but just staying here on the attic ladder. We got Donahoe over there, and then just look, you got low insulation, you have missing insulation, you have two different types of plumbing right here. You have, let's see, two different types of plumbing here, and then you can see the galvanized It's rusted and corroded in this location. You can see, if I just stand at the top of the attic ladder, you look back in that corner over there, you can see the new PEX too. And I've talked about galvanized before. If galvanized is going bad in one spot, it's going bad throughout the entire property. So I don't know why they spend thousands of dollars to fix a foundation, but won't spend less money to fix the plumbing. Also, you can see here the ducts. They've fallen down a little bit, and they're old. Let's just look at the HVAC system just from the attic ladder. You can see that there's a pan underneath the pan, so chance it's been leaking. Also, the unit is like kind of out of balance, and it's not looking that great. And try to look over there around the fireplace. I don't see a whole lot. The ventilation seems good. You know, the roof structure itself doesn't look terrible, so all that foundation movement hasn't affected the roof structure that much, which is nice. I don't see it much. You got anything there, Donahoe? Anything down there?
There's 2 extension cords permanently ran
Oh, nice.
into an outlet going through the ceiling of the house.
Oh, you think it's for the microwave?
Probably.
It's over there next to the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one that goes that way and one that goes out towards the front.
Nice spot.
There's no sediment trap in the gas line. It's got an old spring valve still on it. There's guaranteed there was a leak there.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap the video up there. Yes, we found a lot of stuff on this property. It's an older property. We're always going to find a lot of stuff. But the biggest thing that sticks out to me is the amount of cracking that we see in this house and the amount of piers that are put in place. So step 1, make sure you get that warranty. If there's no warranty on this type of work, I'm out. Like, no way. So you need to get that warranty. The next thing that sticks out to me is the attic hasn't been redone at all. So you're looking at, you know, a minimum of $12,000 to come in and make the house to where it's going to function like it should, without plumbing coming in, leaking in your attic, adding in insulation, changing out your ductwork for the home to function properly, and you would feel good living inside this. So some pretty big things moving in this one, but also every buyer is different, and some buyers will look at this and be like, that's not that big of a deal, and then some buyers are gonna be like, nope, I'm gonna go buy a new house. So it just depends on the buyer themselves. So that's Chris with A Action. If you like these types of videos, please hit that like and subscribe button, and catch us on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.